People keep saying the Thai real estate market is a bubble and it's going to explode. Prices are too high, tourism dropped, developers in some parts of the country are building like crazy. Everyone is panicking, but today I want to give you something much better than fears. I want to give you a real picture of what is happening in Thai real estate market here on the ground. I'll show you the truth behind the crisis, I'll show you the risks that nobody is talking about, and I will show you the logic that explains everything. Hi everyone, it's Artem, and I've been living in Thailand and selling Thai real estate for more than 3 years already. I've seen people go broke because they freak out at the wrong time. And I've seen people who make serious gains in the real estate market because they make correct decisions. Let's imagine the bubble does exist. So what happens if it bursts? Prices will fall. Developers will slow down. Rental income falls, panic sellers flood into the market, and you will see entry prices 10, 20, 30% lower of what they used to be. And if that happens, what does that mean for you as an investor? You will not get strong resale value, you won't get predictable occupancy, and of course, no predictable rental yields. Now let's imagine that there is a bubble, but it will not burst. What will happen? Prices will continue to rise slowly and steadily. Premium units will sell out. Foreign quota for foreign buyers becomes harder to find and acquire, and you will end up paying more for the same unit. And what you will not get if the bubble stays as it is. You won't get discounts, you won't get negotiation power, and you won't get access to the best inventory before it's gone. Hit the like button if you've seen people call in Thailand the next big real estate collapse. Back to the video. The world in general, when it comes to real estate, is quite an overheated place. The US, Canada, Hong Kong, Singapore, London, you name it. All those countries are dealing with inflated prices and low affordability. Thailand followed the same pattern. Post-COVID, money went flooded into the country and the prices went up big time. At the same time, this year, 2025, Thailand welcomed 25 million international visitors, and this might be a huge number, but it's almost 8% less than last year. For example, arrivals from China dropped almost 33% in the beginning of the year. May in general saw almost 14% drop versus 2024. By the way, I made a separate video about tourist collapse, you can watch it here. Some developers in many parts of the country continue to launch new projects because they see demand even on pre-sales from local buyers and foreigners alike. At the same time, some investors panic because they remember 1997 or 2008 and everything screams crisis, even though the situation right now is very, very different. By the way, what do you think? Is the market overheated here in Thailand or it's been normalized? Let me know in the comments below. Let's check the real picture. Is it that bad? And of course, we start with Bangkok. This is a huge market and by far the biggest in the country. And Bangkok remains strong. Rentals are at 80, 85, 90% in some areas. And the occupancy in the central zones are driven by long-term residents, expats, and a lot of local folks from other regions coming to Bangkok for work. In Bangkok alone, there are more than 500,000 expats who create a long-term and stable demand for properties. Public transport expands and creates new additional value for properties along the new routes. Foreign quota for foreign buyers is still the same, sits at 49%, which naturally limits the supply and limits the panic sales. Yes, we do see some downturns in terms of the demand for the properties in Bangkok, but this is mainly driven by the local crowd because Thai banks are very strict with their risk rules and they never allowed credit bubble like we do in the West. At the same time, domestic buyers are still the majority of buyers on the real estate market in Thailand and they don't depend on the tourist flow. Bangkok remains a very interesting place for businesses and headquarters who are moving here with a lot of employees and create additional demand for the real estate. And in general, development of the real estate is a long-term process and usually big developers are having some risk profiles in mind, and if there is a downturn in economy, usually their business case still works. And good developers, they complete their projects even during the economical downturns. If you want straight up analysis without fear and hype, subscribe to this channel. Let's imagine the crisis hits, but it's not the first crisis for Thailand, and Thailand rebounds fast. 1997, recovery. 2008, recovery. 2020, recovery. Prices on the market are almost always is a supply-demand ratio, and if we see that demand for the properties is slowing down, developers might postpone launching new projects. This will mean that supply of the new apartments or villas on the market will decline, right? The prices will first stabilize, and then as supply went down, the demand will be catching up because the prices are not growing and will push the prices up. So it's a virtual never-ending cycle where developers and buyers are dancing around supply and demand ratio. If we see a slowdown, in a couple of years, we'll see the rise of the prices. With tourism, even if it slows down a little bit, it's still huge numbers. And on top of that, there might be less people coming to Thailand, but what is interesting is that those people who come, they tend to spend more. So the number of visitors last year, dropped 7 to 8%, but the value that they brought to the country is up 1%. So every tourist who comes to Thailand spends more. So tourist areas are enjoying the millions of tourists who come here every year. Bangkok is not that dependent on the tourist flow. It's more about jobs and investment. I guess the stability will be back soon. And when stability is back, all the buyers will get back and we will see the prices grow even higher than now. Because long-term fundamentals are there. Lifestyle, cost of living, global appeal, infrastructure. When the fundamentals are in place, there might be some fluctuations, but the long-term trend is always growing. And we see it in the real estate market of Thailand. So today might be the best moment to invest into Thai real estate. If you need honest advice, I will leave the link in the description below. Feel free to check it. And me and my team will be happy to assist and guide you through the opportunities of the Thai market in 2025. If you are watching this in 2026, we're still there. So on average, investors who wait are usually missing the best deals. Even during tourism drops or economy drops, premium units and luxury units are always in demand. Phuket and Pattaya dips are temporary for sure because high season rebounds all the numbers every year. And when the market recovers, prices are usually skyrocketing and you might not be able to react fast enough. So this saying goes a long way that buying during fear almost always outperform buying during the hype. And Thailand has never experienced a long-term real estate downturn in the modern history, so why wait? People love shouting bubble. This brings clicks in. And yes, Thailand is going through pressure. Tourism dropped a little bit, global markets are shaky, developers in some parts of the country build in like no tomorrow, but Thailand isn't collapsing. In my opinion, it's normalizing. And every time this country hits a slowdown, it rebounds fast and climbs up again. The demand is too strong. The lifestyle is too attractive. And the long-term fundamentals are very, very strong. If the bubble pops, you will get better entry point prices. If it stays, you get better long-term value. Either way, the only losing strategy is sitting there and waiting for the perfect moment that will never ever come. Buy smart, buy with data, buy with legal clarity, and Thailand will reward you long-term. And by the way, we can help you with that. Once again, the link is in the description. If you made it this far, appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check those videos, and I'll see you in the next one.